Hello whiskey friends, I am excited today because here's a good drink. This is a Wild Turkey 101. That's a staple. I think it's like 25 pounds. An amazing bottle. However, my wife was recently in Japan, and if you don't know, you can pick up a Wild Turkey 8-year 101. It's the step up from here whilst you're there. And, you know, while you're at it, you might also find the Wild Turkey 12-year. So she's also picked up one of them. And really fortunately, we also have the Wild Turkey 101 7-year. Now, I took this to a recent bottle share. It was quite a favorite. But because I knew I wanted to do this tasting video and do this a little bit blind, I haven't tried this yet. So all of that was not me. So it's a bit of an exciting thing to do today. I want to open up all of these bottles, brand new, for the 8-year and the 12-year. Give them a crack. I'm going to have my wife pour them into 4 different drams, and then I'm going to do kind of a blind tasting on all 4 to see what I think is the best, you know, what age statement the 12 or the 8 comes in best. And of course, you know, how does the 70th year anniversary compare to the standard 8-year? Can I even tell a difference between them? I'll do my initial kind of thoughts and then save a little bit in the glass. Once she tells me which is in which, then we can make some, oh, that sounds good, decisions from that. So without further ado, I'll get these poured, put into 4 glasses, which I won't know what they are, and I'll come back to you. So let me just chuck these into, I don't know what order these are going to be, so I'm just going to sit these off to the side. Maybe here and here. Does this work? The 12. I like the box on this 12. A little bit of the information there. Some on the back. Same with the box on the 8. There's a little bit of story time info on the back there. So that's the 8 and the 12 here. Let's get in and have a look and see what we think of these. So I'm just going to nose all 4 glasses to start with, I think, just to see what I think of them. I'll try not to give away too much to myself on color. I won't look at that. Our first glass, quite light on the nose, hence caramel. A little deeper, there's a little bit of a nutmeggy vibe on the end of that, and a little bit, this felt a little bit more ethanol-y. Which, I mean, they're all 101 strength, so they should all... Oh, this one. Remarkably different. Much sweeter. Has that like honey caramel on the nose, on the back of that one. Oh, that, so on the nose, that may be my most excited one to try, because that's got a delicious kind of like soft honey nose to it. So let's start off first with the BBS glass. I mean, this feels quite basic. I would really hate for that to be the 12 on the first one. My first thoughts before I got into the profile. It's got a little bit of a tannic aftertaste that just doesn't quite feel as rounded to me. Second sip was a lot better. I wonder if this is going to be one of those, like, it's the first off the block, so it takes the worst punishment on the reviews side. Let me just grab some water here for in between. Try and give myself a as fresh as palate as possible. Now this is the one that I get that nutmeggy sweetness on. So I think my the nose, these two seem to have the best nose. That is, I guess from your side. I'm going to call this glass 2 and glass 4 because I'm working on my left to right. So this is the Job glass Journey Bourbon. All right. That is leagues above this. That is smooth, velvety, silky immediately. Like when this hit my tongue, it was very rough. When this hit my tongue, it was immediate smooth, like a silkiness. Oh, that's actually delightful. It's rich, really builds in character. Gives a lot of that caramel. Oh, I feel like, I mean, that's got to be, if that's just the 8 and we're kind of going to go up to the 12, like, but that is fantastic. That could be the 12 there. Oh, whatever that is, that's quite tasty. I'm leaving a little bit because I want to do initial first thoughts and then go back through them a little bit. Same. This has got a little bit of character in it in terms of comes in with a little punch and aggression. It's still smooth, but not all the way up that I was. So it's like, I mean, this sounds like it's a bit of a downset, but this does feel like it's a drop from the previous one. This one does draw back towards some of those tannic notes, a little bit of sourness that I had from that first glass, which you didn't really taste in the second one. So. But it's still very, very smooth. Doesn't have that silkiness that the previous one had to it, but it's very smooth, very nice. I think that would actually do probably quite well in a normal standard lineup. But obviously when you're in on 3, I'm quite surprised that like just within these 3, there are some really big differences when we're on same proof, same distillery, same mash bill. What I'll be most interested in is the differences between the 8-year and the 70 Lift 8, because technically, I mean, same age, same mash bill, same proof, so that's just a choice of the barrel and the blend. But this one, oh, this one has some beautiful sweet honey notes to it. Again, that smoothness. Oh, that may actually be my pick of the lot. You probably hear me going, that's on the back of this, it gives you that drink more taste. I don't know what that sensation that you would call that. Like in the UK, they kind of call it a moreish of like, oh, I like that. Dried my mouth out a little bit. I want a little bit more of that. Give me more of that. Yeah. Ooh. It doesn't feel as old. You know, if I was to pitch it against this one, Oh yeah, this has got way more depth of character to it. So I think that this one is going to be the 12. Because it just has the biggest depth of character. I think that the one on the end over here is going to be the 70th anniversary because it's just delicious. And I've heard such good things about that. So I think that may be the 70th anniversary. I then think this is going to be the 8-year in the middle. And then I think that we're going to have the 101 on the end. And now we get to find out how accurate I was. And then I'll kind of like do a little bit of a taste comparison side by side. So let's have a look. The notes say the BBS glass here. This is the 8. No. Okay, this is the 8-year-old. So I was wrong on that front, that this is the standard 8-year-old. This is gonna blow my mind. The this one, which I put as the top, that's Classic 101. Then we had the 12-year-old, and then we had the 70-year-old. So the only one that I got right was the 70-year-old. That is, this is blowing my mind. Smoothness of character. I mean, it came out punchy and rich, and I mean, I'm shocked by my own admission that Wild Turkey 101 base. I will have to do a quick verification on the phone just to make sure that everything is written down correctly by my wife. So this is indeed the 8, the 101, the 12, and the 70th anniversary. So there you go. If you want a good wild turkey, you don't have to spend a fortune. You don't have to go to Japan. I am absolutely shocked, but the 101, standard 101, is still an absolute belter, even in its own lineup. Because that is absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. I can't believe that. The 70th anniversary. Also delicious, but, and this is that thing that happens, is that sometimes when whiskies do more and they go outside that core range and they do something special, they lose that core great profile that they might be known for. And I mean, that is just a great profile. See, the 12, this is really rich. Maybe now I'm starting to pick up some of that like extra age and woodiness. But it's missing that punch and that pizzazz that I was enjoying out of the straight 101. So, an absolutely shocking revelation from me, but there it is. This is why you do blind sometimes, because it helps you to kind of, you know, if I didn't, I might have kind of like had my own biases and say, oh no, I'm really enjoying this and that. And I might have pushed this 12 a little bit, you know, stronger in the back of my head saying, oh, it's a 12, it has to be superior. But no, I think this was superior. What I will say though, is that this 70th anniversary, the nose on this is also fantastic. And it in itself is a delight for pour. What is probably the most surprising, and the one that I found least enjoyable, and that actually did really feel like it was set apart from all of the rest of them, was this 8-year. This just... I mean, I took this as being the base standard because it didn't have that big punch. Has that like a bit of a tannic note to the back end of it. And I just felt like it was underdeveloped, which obviously it's not. It's been in the barrel for longer. But there you have it. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this gave you some information around wild turkey. I'm sending out a couple of samples to these to some people. I'm going to send them now. I'm going to send them out blind because I want to get people's thoughts and reviews on all 4 of these blind to see if they come to the same conclusions. And I'm not going to tell them until after they give me their top 4 and what they think of each of them, what they think. And then I'll come back to this video and I'll probably chop it into the comments or something and post on Instagram. But I am pleasantly surprised and shocked. So there you go. You don't need to spend a fortune. Go get yourself a Wild Turkey 101. Cheers, and I'll see you in the next one.